This meeting of the House Committee on Privatisation and Commercialization with NPA BPE BPE BOWA, PTOL, and NTEL was for the members to look into the resolution of the previous meeting held and actions taken by the parties involved. The Vice Chairman of the committee, Honorable Kolade Victor Akinjo, who represented the chairman, began the deliberation by reading out the purpose.
Port Harcourt Port Complex on performance of the respective concession agreements, which we have oversight mandate, as well as the revenues of the federal governments and income of concessionaires and terminal operations. And two, the lease and the sublease of parcels of landing on between BRAWA Oil Services and Inters Nigeria Limited. We invited the parties and their respective engineers to discuss these issues with a view to finding mutually agreed amicable solutions. We are aware that the repairs and maintenance of obligations of the BAT in the concession agreements are the responsibilities of the authority, that is the Port Authority. However, in the case of Port Harcourt Port Complex, the agreements provide that the concessionaires are to undertake the repairs and amortize the cost against future lease fees. We're also aware from the documents availed the committee that the PTOL have repaired the BAT 1, 2, 3 and are unable to proceed with BAT 4 without knowledge of the plans of BOA Terminal for repairs of BAT 5. Meanwhile, BOA has submitted a plan to start remedial works of BAT 8 amidst all other correspondence extended to this committee. We are not technically qualified to decipher all of these technicalities. That's why we decided to invite experts to brief the committee members so that we will be able to understand the issues and to be able to take appropriate legislative actions. As a responsive and responsible parliament, it is within our mandate and jurisdiction to block any identified avenue where revenues of federal governments are leaking, like in this case, from full utilization of BAT to FLTP and Port Harcourt Complex BAT 4 to 8, and by extension, the lease property that is, of course, from all indication has expired, and the expected revenue is not also flowing from that. With this little background, I would like to invite NPA to brief the committee on the issues raised and the steps taken thus far to address them before we invite the affected terminals to respond, and by extension, BPE.
Operation commenced in August 2006 in this terminal, and in the concession agreement, which was duly signed between the company and Nigerian Port Authority with BPE as witnessing party, it was clearly spelled out that BOA was going to undertake the construction of BAT 5 to 8, because of which will be amortized in the course of their operation. This agreement was duly signed and became binding on all parties. Their development plan was also part of the agreement, and BOA was expected to commence rehabilitation or reconstruction of this BAT 90 days from commencement of their operation. So many years down the line, nothing has been done to effect that effect.
We just need like 2 weeks to submit the final document which they requested from us, and work is going to commence. Because like I said, when you came for oversight visit, the contractors that will work for us are already there in Port Harcourt. The moment we submit and we get the approvals, they will mobilize to work.
BOA informed us that they have their plan and that they have submitted all their drawings to NPA. They are awaiting NPA's approval to commence work. But unfortunately, we are still here. The matter is still lingering. I am not in the position to suggest, but I think the most important thing is we need to have a workable work plan from BOA, from start to finish.
Members were not satisfied with the presentation made by the representative of BOA. He was mandated to take an oath.
So I want to suggest that the committee, having exhausted all our effort, I know that this might be the 6th or 7th meetings on this matter. And when you come here, the MD will come and trivialize the issue. Please give me 2 weeks. As if you are talking to your babies. Please, I want to urge the committee to recommend that the commission forthwith until necessary things are done.
That is lying to us here. I want us to place him under oath and throw questions at him, and then we'll see exactly where we go from here.
I, Mohammed Ibrahim Ine,
Do solemnly
do solemnly affirm
that the evidence I should give
that the evidence I shall give
in this hearing
in this hearing
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
The land and renewal of agreements concerning BOWA also topped the discussion during the meeting. PTOL issue was not left out.
And the meeting resolved that in the next 2 weeks for BOWA, 2 weeks to NPA, all the necessary correspondences should be harmonized, and they should get to work as regards repairs of those back mentioned, upon which failure to do so will lead to the House perhaps recommending that the property be properly decommissioned. The resolutions was to the effect that all of them should, that the renewal of that lease granted BOWA should be done expeditiously. Since they've actually made application to NPA, they should enjoy the first right of renewal around that. And of course, every other applications were also to the effect that we can find a way around it, so that there can be a balanced advantage to both BOWA and of course NPA. One in the spirit of generating further income or more income for the country to fund the budget. The PTOL issue also came up, and the resolution was that they should come up with their business case and business plan to be able to repair BAT 4, which they occupy, and the proposal for the dredging of BAT 1, 2, 3 that they proposed. And of course, the issue of reduction of their lease fee, and of course, their business case and the business proposal was also ventilated upon. We also agree that there should be a reconciliation of the debt they are owing, the expected debt and the real debt, so that all this can be reconciled and we'll find an amicable way or mutual way in such a way that the business will not die and the economy of NPA will also not be compromised.